Welcome to today's episode, titled Becoming Amma. This is not just a story, it's a journey. Today we dive into the world of Amma, the cheerful girl with dreams bigger than her fears and a heart stronger than her setbacks. Behind her radiant smile lies a series of untold battles of love, loss, grit, and growth. From quiet tears to bold strides, from uncertainty to purpose. This is the making of a woman who chose to rise. So, settle in and let's journey through the moments that shaped becoming Amma. Amma had always been a girl with a plan. Her life was structured, intentional, and carefully laid out, like the neat handwriting in her journal where she mapped her dreams, climb the corporate ladder, travel the world, maybe get married in her early 30s. Children? Yes, but much later when she was fully ready. At 26, Amma was living alone in a small but tidy apartment on the quiet side of the city. Her days were predictable, filled with work deadlines and weekend brunches. She was content, maybe even happy, at least in the quiet, measured way she had always known happiness. Then, love arrived. It didn't come like thunder or lightning. It came in fragments, a smile shared during a work training, conversations that lingered past their purpose, the gentle brushing of hands while reaching for the same coffee cup. He was kind, thoughtful, attentive. And Amma, though cautious, allowed herself to lean in, slowly. They were never official, never dramatic. They shared moments, short, beautiful moments that made her wonder if maybe, just maybe, her plans could stretch to include someone else. But as easily as it began, it slipped away. Calls went unanswered. Texts grew shorter, then stopped altogether. There was no argument, no reason, just silence. Amma buried it. She went back to her routines, her structure. She reminded herself that emotions were visitors, not residents. Until one morning, standing in her bathroom under the sterile glow of fluorescent light, two pink lines stared back at her. The world seemed to tilt. She sat on the floor, knees pulled to her chest, trembling as reality sank in. Pregnant. Alone. The following days blurred into tears and panic. She contemplated every option, every exit. She thought about disappearing from it all, starting over in another city, another life. But one night, as she lay in bed, she instinctively rested her palm on her stomach. A stillness filled the room, and with it came a whisper, faint but clear. You are not broken. You are becoming. And in that quiet moment, Amma made her choice. She would keep the baby. It wasn't easy. Her family's reactions ranged from confusion to disappointment. Friends were supportive, but busy. And the baby's father, still gone. She kept going. She began attending prenatal classes, alone. She found joy in the baby's heartbeat, then sorrow in the silence of the empty chair beside her. Some nights she cried herself to sleep, questioning her strength. Other nights she stood by her bedroom window, rubbing her growing belly, humming lullabies she barely remembered from childhood. When her baby kicked for the first time, she laughed through tears. She recorded a video diary that night, her voice shaky but full of love. I don't know what I'm doing, she said into the camera, but I know I love you already. She painted the nursery walls herself, soft yellow with paper stars on the ceiling. She read baby books, learned to budget on a single income, and grew thicker skin when strangers gave her curious glances. Then the contractions came. The hours that followed were a blur. Pain, breathlessness, panic, prayers whispered into the hospital air. And then, a cry. One perfect, piercing cry that shattered the fear and filled her with light. They placed the baby in her arms. A girl. Small, warm, fragile. Amma held her daughter close and wept, not for what she had lost, but for what she had found. She named her Ziora, light of the day. Motherhood was not a magic fix. There were long nights, aching backs, and a fatigue that sleep couldn't cure. But there was laughter too, first smiles, tiny fingers wrapping around hers, soft coos in the early morning hours. Amma's world shifted. Her dreams didn't die. they transformed. Now she worked harder, dreamed wiser, and loved deeper. People often asked how she did it, how she managed it all on her own. She would smile gently and say, "I'm not alone. I have her." Today, when Amma walks down the street, pushing a stroller with one hand and holding her journal in the other, she carries more than just motherhood. She carries becoming. Every step is a quiet declaration. This is not the end of my story. This is the beginning of a better one. She is still becoming, still rising, still Amma. And that's how Amma became more than a name. Through every stumble and scar, she rose. Becoming AMA is a story of strength and growth, a reminder that every woman has the power to rise, to heal, and to become. Until next time.